Hello everyone, this is Raakhi Rupani, Communications Coordinator for BNI here in the UAE. And today the member whom I have on Spotlight is Yvonne Spiller. Yvonne is currently a member of the BNI Energizers chapter, and she's been a member for over 6 years. So let's get talking to her and hear about her journey here in BNI. Hi Yvonne, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, Raakhi. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. And it's a pleasure to have you with us today. So,
thank you. I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. So for the audience out here, before we get started with any of the questions, let's get hearing from Yvonne about her journey. Yvonne, tell us about your business. How you started it? How long have you been a BNI member? And about your journey so far?
Well, I'll introduce myself first. My name's Yvonne Spiller, and I'm the Director of Risk and Quality Management at Affiniax Partners. And my category in BNI Energizers is Quality Assurance and ISO. I would say my start of my journey was 7 years ago, but I've only completed 6 years of that because I had a 1 year out due to personal reasons. Mm-hmm. But I joined as the core team of the first export BNI in the UAE, which was BNI Continental. Mm-hmm. And I can remember the launch from even now. It was immense. It was amazing. There was 150 visitors at the Grand Hatul, and the room was absolutely buzzing. So you can imagine the core team, and I was Secretary Treasurer at that point, mm-hmm. We're all on stage waiting to do our 45 seconds to the visitors and run the launch as a meeting. In those days, we didn't have BNI Connect. We actually had the ticket system. Remember the vouchers? Yes. And writing your referrals down and passing them to the Secretary Treasurer to put into the system. Well, I gave the first ticket of thank you for closed business in that launch, and it was 325,000 dirhams.
Oh my!
To the fish distributor, and it was a container that went to Qatar, and that was awesome to me. It was like the start of my BNI journey. It was like, wow, you know, that wow factor, and everyone was clapping and the room was electric. It was amazing. So I really got a buzz out of it. I took on the role as Secretary Treasurer, as you're aware, and I actually ended up doing it for 1 year. And I took other roles on as well within that chapter. I've never looked back. I've always been inspired. BNI and the BNI members of Continental inspired me to become an entrepreneur in my own right, because actually I was an employee when I first started. Mm-hmm. I was an employee. I was the export manager for a nuts and dry food company at the time. So when I decided I wanted to own my own business, the BNI members actually helped me to make that decision. They guided me through opening my own company, and they were giving me referrals, which I was like, wow, this is great. You know, the start of my own business was through BNI. Mm-hmm. So I was just over the moon of the way that my BNI career was going. I loved it. I still love it now. Even taking that 1 year out, I couldn't wait to come back to be with BNI again because I missed it so much. Mm-hmm. In March 2020, I got approached by Abir Saeed from BNI Synergy, and he's from Affiniax Partners. And he said that the board of directors had been discussing the strategy for the year for their company. And they wanted to put a new division in Affiniax Partners. And it was going to be risk and quality management. Mm-hmm. And they wanted me to be the director of this division. And I just like thought, wow, I'm quite blown away by this, you know, offering me a position within your company, but I have my own company. Why would I want to do this? Mm-hmm. But I thought about it. I was thinking about it. I you know, sat down, looked at the pros and cons, everything. I even spoke to some of my BNI members in Energizers, and I said, what do you think I should do? And you know what? Some of them said, you'd be a fool if you didn't take it. Because what an honor to be asked to be a director of an international company. So I was like, why not? So contracts were signed and everything was agreed, and I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back at all. Things are going the right direction, and I'm really, really pleased that I made this move.
That's amazing. We know that you just rightly mentioned you've been a member in more than one chapter. How's that been as an experience that you've taken forward to your new chapter?
The experience is, you know, I'm process and procedure driven. I do everything. I track everything. I make sure that I know how things should be run. And I'm motivated by that because it's really important to me that we run the BNI by what is stated internationally and nationally. We follow the processes that are from that manual. Yes. Because I write manuals. That manual is the Bible. That is how you are supposed to run BNI. And that will make sure you gain growth. You're all running with a process that makes you become a Hall of Fame chapter. And BNI Energizers is the first Hall of Fame chapter in the UAE. Dr. Ashwin worked so hard to make sure that happened. Exactly. And we are that first chapter. So we are very motivated to make sure that every member is contributing. I am now in that chapter. I am the member engagement chair. So I deal with the 7-month reviews. I look at the 90 days renewals, and I am making sure everyone gets their 7-month reviews on time. And it is a breath of fresh air to see how we can help those members. I always say, how can I help you? What can I do to help you move to the next level so that you gain more business? Or how can we help you actually give more business? You know, there's all these aspects of BNI that we have to consider because we have the PALMS reports. So I am totally motivated by BNI because it's process and procedure driven. And I believe in processes. I believe that there's an end goal. And to get to that end goal, you follow that procedure, you'll get there. Yes. I'm very strict on making sure that I achieve my PALMS each month. So about the last week before the PALMS comes out, I check to see if I'm on track to make sure that I've achieved my monthly requirement. Because the one thing I don't want to happen, and I know it, and it has happened to me this year, that I come out of green, out of the traffic lights. I don't, and it's very difficult to stay in green. Members do struggle with it because they're trying to do this virtually at the moment, and they haven't adapted to the virtual way. So I love the fact that there's a structure. I love the fact that I can track my goals. I track them personally. I track them in the business, and I track them in my BNI life. So I'm process and procedure driven. So, you know, it's sort of built in me. So that's the reason why I do what I do. And that's why I love BNI so much.
That's amazing, Yvonne. That's such a great testimonial to BNI. Going back into Affiniax Partners, tell us what has developed. It's been a year, close to a year right now. So what has developed for you since the partnership with them?
I would say I've gained new opportunities, which I wouldn't have gained on my own, because there are 4 partners, 4 directors. We have offices around the world, which I would probably never have got other branches around the world. You know, Affiniax is part of an international, they are part of an international company. They are fairly big in the UAE. We have at the moment offices in Bahrain, UAE, and South Africa. And in those 2 offices, we have 5 BNI members.
Oh, wow.
So South Africa, we have 2 members there now. And they are partners in South Africa, in the South African office. We are going to open another 3 offices in the next year. In this current year, we're opening London, and we're going to open India, and we're looking at Oman. We have presence in Israel and KSA as well. So there is a broad spectrum of offices that we have, and that growth is gained by all of the directors. All the directors are very hardworking people. They have a very, very strong team. The team is very dedicated to Affiniax, and I haven't still to this day. There's 65 plus staff. I still haven't met all of them. I only see them virtually. We're all believers that BNI is the right structure for Affiniax, because we believe in giving and gaining business. So in that order, you give and you gain. So we're very, very keen on our offices having BNI members. So, you know, it's really been very, very exciting.
Tell us, what have been your biggest learnings so far in the world of BNI?
My biggest learnings is, I think people think when they join BNI, they're going to get referrals straight away. You need to give BNI time. And you're not going to achieve referrals overnight. There's not a chance that's going to happen. You have to build on that, and you have to gain trust of the members. The members don't know who you are, so you need to make sure that you have very good one-to-ones with your members. Get to know them first before you start talking about yourself. You need to be able to give to them first. Once they see that you're doing that, then they will then start looking for you. I'm a great believer, if they trust you first, then you will gain. And any opportunity I can find for my members, I do. Like golf food, take golf food. I went and walked golf food with 3 of my BNI members this year, and I introduced them to several people. And some of them have actually are still talking now to these clients. And I would open my contact sphere to all of my BNI members, because I trust them that they will do the job that they promised to do. I have a great thing about, you have to listen and write down what your BNI members' asks are when they do their 45 seconds. If you don't write it down, how can you refer back to it? How are you going to remember it? And we're quite strict in our BNI. It is a referral reality. We do every time, and we ask people what each member said. And I write that down, and I actually refer back to that quite frequently, because one day there's going to be an occasion when I'm going to open a door for a BNI member, and it's going to be immense.
Absolutely.
But it could come from one of those asks.
Mm.
And I think that is a learning that members need to know before they really, really start BNI journey. They need to understand it's not going to happen overnight.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. My last question for you, Yvonne, would be, can you share, I mean, there's been a lot of learning, there's been a lot of tips you've shared with us, but if you have any other tools or tips that you're using of BNI that you would like to share with all the audience out here that make you a better member?
I've got a tip that I would recommend people to do. And it's a tip that people probably wouldn't have guessed to do. You probably do as well. You probably get spammed email, don't you?
Yeah.
And what you do, you just ignore it, or you put it in your junk and you just say, I'm not going to answer that. Who do they think they are emailing me?
Or unsubscribe.
No. Yeah, but look at it. If there is a company CEO that sent you that email, you know what you want to do? Spam them back. Spam them back and ask them, would they like to attend a meeting of 40 plus business owners in a room that give each other referrals? And then they say, please tell me more. So then you'll end up having a telephone conversation with them, and they'll either say yes or no. Most of the time when I've done this, they've said yes, please invite me as your visitor. And they've come to the BNI meeting. And a few have actually joined, would you believe? So I love the fact that spam emails are a good visitor, because they're hungry for business. So what they're doing, they're always asking you, do you want SEO, or do you want removals, or do you want printing, or they want you to engage with them because they want to sell their service.
Absolutely.
So sell BNI back at them. Get them to turn up. And that is, to me, I use it all the time. It's a really good tip. I have a standard sort of email that I send them, because I've now standard all that sort of email. Yeah. I haven't got time to write. I also love networking. So virtually at the moment, but I've started going to coffee meetups again with social distancing rules in place. And I usually meet people at these coffee meetings that I can bring as visitors who are keen on business. Also, I can give my BNI members referrals to these people, because they're looking for someone that can help them move house, maybe, or someone that they want a travel agent and they really need to get a good price for a flight. Someone that does PCR testing, but they don't want to leave the house. They want them to come home. You know, our travel agent does that. We've got lots and lots of members that have got some fantastic services that I trust to refer to. So I will refer them to these people I meet in coffee meetings, because I always say to them, is there anything I can help you with that will help you grow your business? And they always go, well, I'm looking for someone to help me with this. Ah, I've got someone that can help you with that. Let me introduce you. So I always use that opportunity, even in business meetings. That is the last sentence I say. Is there anything I can help you with that will help you grow your business? So it's a thing that I use. They are tools. They are tips and things that I have always done. Also, planning my day for meetings is really important to me. At the moment, that you can do a lot more meetings now because it's all gone virtual.
Yes.
So I think trying to make sure you track yourself every single day is really, really important, but not take yourself away from your business. That is so, you need to make sure that you're still in your business, still working your business, but also gaining business for this. And that's why BNI is a fantastic platform. And I recommend it to anyone. I will tell you, this has happened since January. I needed a BNI member in the UK to repair my house. I've had a bad tenant, unfortunately. The repairs are immense, cost an absolute arm and a leg. And I contacted 4 different BNI members back in the UK. I reached out to BNI members in the UK. One of them is doing the whole lot because he's a full maintenance service. And he didn't know I was BNI until I told him. I got it off BNI Connect. Once I got the quotation from him, I then sent him the referral because I didn't know if it was going to be the right person. But this is called the BNI Global Family.
Exactly.
That guy has done an immense job on my house. I have new tenants in there now. They've only been in 1 week. The reports I'm getting back for the work that this guy's done has been unbelievable. My husband's checked everything. And you know what? I don't have a problem paying that guy the money that is worth for the job that he's done. But, he's not taken 1 penny from me. And he's worked on my house since January.
Amazing.
And we're just about to pay him now. So he must have trusted me globally to do this work because I'm a BNI member. And all on the invoices that I ever saw from this guy always asked for 50% up front. That's what he told my management agent. But he never asked for that off me because I'm BNI. So that does tell you that a global BNI family member has trusted me as a BNI member to do the work for me. So that's why I love.
Amazed. Yes, absolutely. Starting on from your journey of 7 years, from the paper chits to the global to the BNI Connect, you are a walking and talking BNI. You've used all the tools. You explained it brilliantly to us with the help of stories. And thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. We really appreciate it. We wish you all the very best in your success with Affiniax Partners and much more success in all your future endeavors.
Thank you, Raakhi. Thank you for taking this opportunity with me to do this fantastic interview. And have a good day yourself.
Thank you so much.